All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to do a few more practice problems for rounding whole numbers to the nearest tens, hundreds, and thousands place value. So let's go ahead and get started. You are going to need your whiteboard and your marker and eraser for this, or paper and pencil if you got it, and your notes so you can refer to your process steps. So let's go ahead and start with tens place first. So in fifth grade, you're normally not going to get a 2-digit number, which indicates a tens place number. You're usually going to get 3 digits, but let's go ahead and start off small. So if I give you the number 56 and you were asked to round to the tens place, it's not always going to be this nice to have a problem like that. It's too easy. I would say this is more a 4th grade level problem, but it's okay. Let's just get into this in practice. So your process steps, and I'm going to show you them. Your first step is to look at the number/problem, which we have. It is 56. Step 2 is to then create the vertical number line. Now, number lines are typically horizontal because they're infinite. They don't end. It's still the same concept, except we're trying to get you to understand the conceptual value of higher and lower. And it's still the same concept going horizontally. You get bigger going, I guess it depends on what kind of number line, but typically 0's here, and you either get bigger going right and you go smaller going left. It's the same concept. But moving on, so after you've created your vertical number line, step 3 says to underline the number you are rounding. Well, we are rounding to the tens, so I know that this is the ones place, this is the tens place. So 5 is being rounded to. You underline the number you're rounding, and step 4 asks you to circle the number to the right. The reason we do that is this number tells you if you're rounding up or down, because the song is 1 to 4, you round down, 5 to 9, you round up. And this circle number tells you that. Step 5 is to now find the high, mid, and low value for 56. Now, we word it like that because depending on where you're asked to round to, it's either going to be the high value of tens, hundreds, or thousands. So in this case, 56 is between what two tens? Well, the high one would be 60, and the low would be 50. And the midpoint, since it's by tens, you'd be counting by fives here. So 55, or 50, 55, 60. I was getting ahead of myself. And now you place this number on the number line. Well, 56 is obviously bigger than 50, and we know that because within these fives are actual lines. So it's 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59. Well, we have it perfectly. 56 is right here. Now, I would say, what is it closer to? Well, obviously it is closer to 55, but a midpoint can never be a number you are rounding to. You're rounding to the nearest tens. This is directly in the middle. So this is where I would ask you to just overlook the midpoint. Let me see if I can do it there. Okay. What's it closer to? Is the dot closer to 60 or 50? Well, it's closer to 60. So we are rounding to the 60. And you know that because of this song. The 6 would make us round up to 60. All right, let's try rounding to the tens place with a 3-digit number. Let's do 221. So step 1, we already have done it. We read the problem. It is 221. Step 2 is asking us to create the vertical number line. Here we go. And it always just has 3 points. Okay, from there, you then have to identify what we're rounding to. Well, there's 3 digits, but that doesn't mean we're rounding to the hundreds place. We're still rounding to the tens, which is the second 2. And then step 4 is to circle the number to the right, which is 1. Remember your song, 1 to 4, round down, 5 to 9, round up. Now we got to find the high, mid, and low values for 221. Now, this is where some of you guys get a little tripped up. Just because we are not doing anything with this 2 does not mean you just forget about it. So to make it easier, every single number on the number line here is going to have a 2 in the hundreds place. Now you just got to find the nearest tens for 21. Well, what 2 tens is 21 in between? The low point is 220, and the high is 230, with the midpoint being 225. And always remember, there's still lines in between here. We're just not getting that detailed, but if you need to do that, do that. So 221, where would it be on this number line? Would it be between 220 and 225 or 225 and 230? Well, it's just a 1 right after a 0, and that's closer to here. So I would say it's right here. And now this dot is closer to 220. So we are rounding down to 220. All right, let's go ahead and move on to a thousands place. Now this is the same concept, except now you have 4 digits. So let's go ahead and do 4,165. And we are rounding to the thousands place. So same thing, we read the number. Second step is to create the vertical number line with our 3 values. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we got to underline the number we're rounding to. Well, since we're doing the rounding into the thousands, we are not doing the ones, tens, hundreds. We're doing the thousands. And now I circle them to the right for step number 4. And then step 5 is to find the nearest or the highest thousands and the lowest thousands for 4,165. So what 2 thousands is 4,165 between? Well, let's start with the low one this time. It's really close to it. I'm going to say it is close to 4,000. And the highest it can get is 5,000. With the midpoint being 4,500. Same concept. Now you got to place this guy somewhere on this number line. Well, 4,100 is definitely not more than 4,500. So it's going to be in this section. And I do want you to guesstimate it. I wouldn't want you to put this number 4,100 right here, because I would say that's about 4,400. It's really right here, and the dot is closer to 4,000. So we rounded down. So this does take practice. The most challenging aspect of this is the number line, which is the conceptual understanding, guys. Anyone can do drill and kill with this, looking at that circle and 1 to 4, oh, it's obviously going down to 1,000. Anyone can do that, but we want you to get to this level, because if you understand the value of numbers on the number line, other math concepts will become much easier to do, especially fractions. So I do hope this video helped you guys out. I can't wait to see you guys practice this more, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this.